Yeah.
Way up there.
You threw me off the dog.
The sleep number.
Hey, where that button?
Remember.
Where that dead button?
Oh, you get. Oh, you get.
Hey, man.
Fire.
Fire. Yeah, man.
Hey.
Yoga, fire. Yoga, flame.
Yoga, flame.
Listen.
I just like how you say
Mike
yoga,
McCarthy.
flame.
Mike
Oh
McCarthy
boy,
throwing-
Mike McCarthy.
he
Rich
throwing
Eisen
red
was
flags
asking them
today,
toughies.
dog.
He was asking
I need to
toughies.
go watch that one. Though.
He was. You ain't watched it yet?
I ain't watched it, man.
Oh, come on, Law.
Yes,
Law, you the always first one in the news. You the always the first one in the news. How you ain't see that?
Law was
Man, I've
eating
been
the
vacation
sandwich.
low with this thing, man.
Oh, okay.
Vacation law.
Okay, he was doing that. I got you. I
Oh,
got you.
damn. You win.
Because he was there. He said, "Oh, this is a whole different thing over here."
And I'm telling you, that's why today finna be special, dog. Cause see, everybody be getting ready.
Okay.
To this spontaneous. Ooh, wee.
Well, I'm saying you ain't got nothing to lose now.
Oh,
Now just tell Jay shut up. I'm doing what I want. Just shut up. I'm coaching how I want now. Why? It don't matter. You ain't gonna be here anyway.
Oh, he
Can't
got
be
those
here
gorilla
anyway.
pads. Y'all saying that he got those gorilla pads.
I'm saying he is trying to pull back from being unsullied. He trying to get his low parts back, big dog.
We'll see. But hey, do it. I said,
Now-
hey, this is the best time to do it now. Ain't got nothing to lose.
Grey Worm did lay down with her though, so we see. Grey Worm laid down right beside her.
Man, shout out to Grey Worm. Shout out. Everybody give Grey Worm his props. Thank you,
The
Grey
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm, man. So listen. In the Game of Thrones, either you win or you die.
Win or die.
Here we go.
Say, I don't know nothing about that stuff. Hey, it is what it is.
It's old as movie, but good.
Oh man, I can't. It just be so long though.
I know,
Gotta start
right?
at the beginning.
Yeah. In the Game of Thrones,
You got a little song, man. You got a little theme song.
Kind of check or something.
That
Wait for the
that
drop.
part
Wait for
right
the
there is
drop.
just dope. That's
I've
dope.
been really in the field. Like I
Sing it, OC.
lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Run it up.
Don't need no diss,
Sing
I
it,
make
sing
a
it.
meal, have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna
Oh,
run
man.
it up.
Cheeto.
Oh, woozy.
Got that pick. Hey, they didn't throw the ball to Tito Rude ever again in that game.
Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues
It
inside.
fit off that album.
Greens and pinks, it's all the
Eli,
same. I still say roll my
Eli.
change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I'm with
Charge it to the game.
T-Black, I'm with Reverend now.
Come
I'm
on.
with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now.
We had a good time
Still the
with that.
same,
now.
I switch sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides, I'm
loyalty.
for the bag, and that's
That
what
man's
more to
supposed to be in
me.
the hall right
I
there.
mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just like what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the
Oh, I ain't
one,
feeling
but
it.
baby
Nah.
girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Too legit.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel lately.
I just want to run it.
run it. Man.
I mean, can't nobody touch that one ever.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
ice
the
cold.
one.
Period.
Yeah, that's the one, man. It set the
That's the
final
one.
word off. Hey, I'm feeling good, man. I was mad yesterday. I feel pretty good today, bro. I feel good.
Really?
I feel good today.
I'm serious, bro. Like,
Feel good.
I like what Mike McCarthy did. We go talk about that
Mm-hmm.
because this is something that's real serious. I can't wait to get into it because Mike McCarthy did throw the challenge flag on Jerry Jones. We're going to break that down together. He challenged it. And it's good. I think it's a very good thing. But before we do, we always start with the big homie, Big Game James. And then Law got something about his quarterback controversy. We can start off with you, Big Dog.
Go ahead,
The
Big
Big
Dog.
Dog. Big Dog. That's a back off
Woo.
stuff.
That's
what you
gonna
got,
be fun.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yo, play that Nate Noob, man.
Oh, we going straight to Nate? I thought we were going to Law. We'll go to Nate. All right.
Oh,
now-
go to Law. Go to no. Go to
no.
Law. No.
Smoke weed every day.
What happened, man? Oh, that ain't the Nate you looking for.
No, we ain't talking about that Nate. We talking about
Whoa.
Wait a minute now.
Explain this,
know,
Law.
what is
Explain this, Law. Explain it, Law.
please. What is this?
I was saying that
What is
this
that?
elite quarterback, he missed the opportunity.
Who?
He did.
Who did?
Joe Smooth,
did?
I was sitting there like, come on, man.
No, he
A lot of
didn't.
people got a lot of
Man,
money on
not
the line.
Burrow, not Joe
not
Burrow,
Burrow.
dog. Not Burrow. Not Burrow.
Dog,
Can't be.
I'm telling you,
That
Joe
can't be.
Smooth missed the opportunity. So what I want
What?
people to know that there's a lot of opportunity will be missed in game. But there's only a certain quarterback that can't have this opportunity to be missed and not talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
But
I think you telling the truth right here.
no, they're gonna crucify me, man. I
You
can
get
hear
crucified.
people
You get
already
stabbed with the
now,
butt.
man.
You get shaved
You
with
know?
the butter knife.
Why do Cowboy
They
fans
said
do
Law.
that though, big dog? Like, why-
Shame.
I do got a question.
Shame.
Just a real quick question.
Shame.
Law, why do Cowboy fans feel like they have to defend all the competitor quarterbacks? They did it with Goff. They did it with Wentz.
Oh, that's
You know,
deep.
Why do they
That's
have to
deep.
defend the competitors? They
They saying you low, boss. They saying you low.
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
man. We
Turn it
gotta
up.
put
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
eardrum
Test,
to the speaker.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Turn it up.
I'm
There you go.
Wow, now
I'm
you-
loud
now-
now.
Oh,
They
now you're
slipping
too
a little
loud.
bit.
I'm too loud.
Turn it down just a little bit.
There you
I
go.
turn it down.
Turn it.
Right there.
That was good. Yep. There
Thank
you go.
Man, that's what I'm
There you
talking
go.
about.
There you go. Now you sound real good.
Man, here we go.
Yeah.
You was just
Here we
being
go.
player back in the day.
Hey,
All them
man, you know what I
daggone
mean?
Months.
Listen, I got
You
the
a player
Oak Cliff
all
shirt
them
on
months.
and everything, big dog.
Shout out to
Cliff.
Oak Cliff.
Shout out to Oak
South
Cliff,
Dallas,
man.
baby.
Yes, sir. All day. And I'm a cougar. So check this.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Why? I'm gonna ask the question again. Don't shoot, Law, because I shoot back, big dog.
I know.
All right,
Look,
listen.
look. Quick story.
What you got?
You know, the VA Medical Center, they decided to put it, is it close to Oak Cliff? Is that Oak
Yeah,
Cliff?
that's Oak Cliff.
Yes.
They had a
Yes.
few doctors to do orientations. And they were, in the orientation, they said, look, whatever you do, don't walk to the stores. The doctor was like, nah, I'm from Chicago. I did my residency in Chicago. I can walk to the store. All I can tell you that Oak Cliff don't play, baby. They don't discriminate.
Oh.
She didn't make it back. She didn't
Oh,
make it
somebody
back.
got it.
Get over
man.
here. I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
But
Get
the
over
stupidity-
here.
That is the
The
hood. Now,
stupidity
that's the
to
hood.
do something that people tell you not to do. But they built the VA right in Oak Cliff. Shout out to Oak Cliff, though.
That's the hood. I
That's
mean,
the hood.
that part is the hood.
Man,
I
don't
know that
nobody
area.
care where you from. Don't nobody care
Yeah,
where
they
you
do,
from.
bruh. Yeah, they
I'm
do,
just
bruh.
saying. No, I'm saying if you from out of town, don't nobody care where you from.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no doubt, bro. I got you. Hey, listen. But
go
why
ahead.
in the world? I just want to ask this real question. Why do our fans like to defend the foreign quarterbacks? Like, why do we do that? Like, I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm really trying to figure that out. Because you making a good point, Law. We can't fight your case, big dog. That was an opportunity to move the chains that your quarterback should have clearly saw.
Right.
That's an easy read. He steps up, throws the ball right to him, and that's first down.
First down, you live to fight another day. Instead of going, all the way to the fourth down and not able to get that 1 yard.
Yeah.
Game time. Yeah.
Game time. I'm going to show this and then we'll move on real quick. Because to your point, I'm going to see if I can make this bigger. All right, here we go. Give me a second, y'all, man.
Oh, we see that great.
Oh, you tweeted that?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. I couldn't believe he did it.
And look, it went.
It got some likes though. It got some likes
600
though.
likes. 600
likes though. Got
and
some likes.
75 reshares.
I know there was a lot of
That's why I'm
Talking
with it,
on them
Law. That's
reshares.
why I say, bro, I got your back on this, Law. I got your back 100%.
Appreciate you, man.
100%. Listen, because I said this. I said Joe Burrow is average. If he was elite, he would have put the whole team on his back. Hashtag Dak standard. Hashtag back at you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the standard they put on Dak. And this is a perfect example. Where was you putting the team on your back? Where are all the Cowboy fans that love to turn down our own guy for the defense of the foreign guy and the guy we supposed to be trying to turn his head off? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't. And I don't care if y'all mad right now. I don't care. I don't listen. I like you to sub. I do like subs. I appreciate subs, but at the same time, I might need to be a little bit bougie on some of you. I do like subs, bro. I don't think I should ever have to kiss up and turn my back on my own team to try to get a sub, sir. I ain't doing it.
You ain't doing it, right?
He gonna turn the channel. It's gonna be -15. It's gonna be -15, boss.
That's what's gonna happen.
Go to the subs. He gonna say -15.
That's what's gonna happen.
-15.
Yoga player. Yoga
-15.
Hey, these boys is gonna defend they quarterback Joe Burrow. These Cowboy fans is gonna defend Joe Burrow.
Wait.
All right,
Hey, man, I'm going to tell y'all something, though. Hey, fear is a powerful thing, man. Joe Burrow was underneath duress. If he won 3 steps and get it out, he was under duress. He was very, very fearful of getting his butt waxed by that defensive line, which is what happened when every 5 or 7 step drop. By the way, those boys didn't hold up. Those boys had a 14% win rate versus that Rams defensive line. A 14% win rate.
And
That was the most poorly blocked game all year for that Bengals offensive line. Just fun facts.
Hey, for the record, I do know that Joe Burrow is a good quarterback.
He's
right. We ain't killing them.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand.
Still should have made that throw, though. Still should have made that throw.
Still should have made that throw. Still should have made that throw.
You sweet, but you still should have made that throw.
And my whole
that's
point,
big facts. Live to fight another day, man. And we look. For those who are old enough to remember, and for those who are old enough to go back in time, we've seen something like this similar before. Young quarterback go all the way to the Super Bowl to never to return. And his name was Dan Marino. But keep going.
Still got to make that throw. It's just the bottom line.
that.
You got to make that throw, man. Nobody feeling sorry for you, big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Especially,
don't play for Dallas.
And this was my whole point. And then I'm done with that. We can move on to Nate Newton.
Big Nate.
Big Nate. He got back big. I mean, when he was skinny.
He still had big bones.
My thing is, what I really want the Cowboy fans to know, no quarterback carries a team. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. No quarterback. Not Joe Burrow, not Aaron Rodgers. That's insulting to the other teammates. That's insulting to the coaches. That's insulting to the trainers. That's insulting to the owners. No one man carries a whole team. That narrative was made up to hate on your quarterback, because that's the only time people ever said that. And they said that to discount Dak's individual numbers, which you cannot debate. So what we do is we move the goalposts to, you got to carry the team to be worthy.
Yep. That's real.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The next drop I'm going to
real.
go look up. You know what it was? The movie said, I want the truth. And he said,
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, that's a good one.
We're going to dig that one up.
A few good men. A few good men. That's
Jack Nicholson.
Hey, I'm going to make a drop for you, Law. That's going to be a drop for you, Law. That's going to be your drop, dog. That's just.
Drop it like it's hot.
Man, that's a dope one. Yes, that is a dope one. Now, the reason why I want to show the Nate Newton, because it's something that Big Game James talked about, and then we'll rehash it just a little bit. But the main thing, y'all stay with us, especially to the end. We gonna get into that Rich Eisen interview. We gonna really kind of blow through these, but the main course is gonna be the Rich Eisen interview. So give me 1 second to set it up. Here we go. I should have already had to set it up.
It's okay. Let them wait.
Let them wait, big dog. right, here we go. Hold on real quick. There it is. Yeah,
somebody said Joe Flacco. You know, he good and well. They didn't know
Don't do
anything
that.
about football. If they say
What?
Joe
Don't do that.
Flacco was the reason
Don't
why
do
they
that.
won.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
Don't
Hold
do
on.
that.
What about Joe
Don't.
Flacco?
Just play
No,
the
no,
tape. Don't do
entertain
that.
Oh
do
man,
that.
what I miss, big dog.
No, I'm
Joe
just reading
Flacco.
it.
Oh, okay, I found it. Yeah, here it is.
We know
This
dang
is-
well we don't know how that Joe Flacco did all that.
I know one thing. I know what Troy Aikman looked like without Emmett.
Right. Oops. See, Law, we ain't gonna even do it because you gonna get
And
see,
Irvin.
You want the truth? You can't handle
And
the
Irvin.
truth.
You
Yes.
can't
Look,
handle the
He
truth.
looked totally different when Irvin was gone. Sorry, let me be quiet.
All right,
Yep.
here we go.
Facts.
Here we go. Here we go. It's time to bring the thunder to the people. Hold on.
I think another thing that needs to be spoken about and talked about is when you look at the Bengals, they went through some very mediocre to below average years in Cincinnati. And like Jerry Jones, their owner, Mike Brown, and the Brown family, they were very and heavily involved in all things football related.
Right.
Until Mike Brown said, I need to step back. I need to let some other people. So he's taken a step back. It's on record. He said it. I've taken a step back. I've let my kids come in and kind of do some things, but I've also let the coaches do what they do. So I'm not going to be all in and trying to be hands-on on the football operation things. I'm going to stand back. Let some of the younger people come in and run things. Let some of the coaches have more responsibility and the scouts and so on and so forth and the GMs and all that kind of stuff. And look what it yielded. It yielded them turning something into, yes, getting Joe Burrow helps. And, you know, those losing seasons led to you getting a player like Joe Burrow, led you getting a guy like Jamar Chase and, you know, allowing those scouts and those people in the front office to say, hey, we need help, and signing a Cheeto, those other guys up front that they had. And they, like you said, 7 free agents. That's something that if we're talking about having that big change, the big change is going to come from, are you willing to step back and maybe let a guy like Will McClay resume more responsibilities as the pseudo GM-ish type guy?
My boy Big said that
My God.
2 weeks ago. So, and that's why I wanted to really just start that off with you, big dog. You know, because you hit that on the head, posted it everywhere. I did a video based on that thought as well. But you started that thought. Can you expound on that?
Well, I mean, you know, I've been out here in Ohio for a long time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of
You was on it.
I'm on it. You know what I mean? Because I saw it from my side of me loving my team, and I saw it from the other side of being here in Ohio and seeing the things that Mike Brown, all the teams, the players. Like I said, I seen him when it was Carl Pickens, and I seen him when it was Corey Dillon, and you know, when Carson Palmer and all those guys. Like I said, he had put in his clauses in the contracts with the Bengals back in the day that if you said anything bad about the organization, they were taking money from you, and that was like kind of unprecedented. And they knew the Bengals were cheap, and it was Mike Brown. He never wanted to pay anybody. He never wanted to go out in free agency and spend. He never wanted to do that, and he kind of wanted to do it his way. And his way wasn't working. And then even when it did, because you can correlate it to Jerry, because he didn't, it's not like the Bengals had losing seasons forever. When they had Marvin Lewis, they were winning games. They went to 5 straight playoffs. They just never won a playoff game, but they were going to the playoffs. When they had Carson Palmer, they were going, but they were never getting over the hump. And a lot of people kept pointing their fingers at him like, man, back off. And I told you, Carson Palmer, before he said he would never play for them again, he got into an argument with Mike Brown, and he said he was a stubborn old man. And he said that he needed to lay off the GM and he needed to get more signed with the times. And he said he would never play for him again. So for me to see it from that side, and then you just what expanded about what I heard Jesse Holly saying, but he stepped back because I had seen the article. I just happened to be reading the article way back, and I was like, hold up. what year is this? And I was like, oh, he just did this? Like, he stepped down from the NFL committee, and that's huge. When you get put on, like, the NFL committee, that's big. And he stepped down from that. So that was one phase of him stepping back. And then, like I said, he let his daughter take over more of the day-to-day operations. He's still the owner. He's still the president. But you know what? He's 84 years old. He's like, bro, I need to step back because obviously this ain't working how I'm doing it. And like you said, he trusted his coaches. He trusted his scouts. He sat back and said, let's spend some money. Let's go out there and actually really get some guys that can make this team a difference. And I'm going to sit back and see what happens. And within 1 year, not 5 years, not 7 years, not 10, within 1 year, there was that flip. Well, you saw the process of it, but you saw the flip. And my problem is that you can see a man like that who was super stubborn stepping back, and the quick turnaround, you look at, well, why can't that happen? But as I said before, go check out a video I did where I said the Joneses, they control everything. When you look at the front office, it's all Joneses. It's Charlotte, it's Jerry Jones Jr., it's Steven, it's Jerry. There's nobody else. And when I heard Jesse Holly say, well, you know, GM Mike, for Will McClay-ish, that would entail him handling Jerry's money. And I don't see that happening. Right. Because Jerry's not let anybody touch his money. And when you're like the true general manager, you're the one that's dealing with those contracts and kind of negotiate. You're sitting in there dealing with those type of things. And Jerry don't want that. Jerry wants to be that guy that's doing that. And that's why I don't see that. And one last thing to expound upon that, Will McClay is happy in his role. That's why I feel like there's not going to be a change in my heart, at least for soon, because when you have a guy like Will McClay, and I'm not hating on McClay, but he said, I don't want to be in that kind of role. I just want, this is what I'm good at, and this is what I want to do. That's what the Joneses want, and that's what the Joneses love, because now he's happy where he's at. So there is no need for change. Is that right? There's no need for change if this man is not asking for the GM position. There's no change if I don't never ruffle no feathers and I'm cool with where I'm at. Then the Joneses feel there's no need for us to ever change, and we're going to continue to do it our way, and this way is going to be. So that when I see that, I still say, dang, I don't see the hope of that, because Jerry ain't let nobody touch his money, dog, and it's all the Joneses. So, I mean, we'll see, but keep hope alive. We don't know the future.
No doubt, man. That's a brilliant point that you brought up, Big Game James, and to go along, get along. That's what they call it. You know, some of the people that look like us tend to be in these roles of go along, get along. Whereas I give you the responsibility, but I would not give you the title. And I thought it was a big disservice for even Chris Richard when he was here. They gave him the responsibility and all of the duties to be the defensive coordinator, but not the title. It still was under Rob Marinelli. Somebody like me, I'll say, nah, dog, you got to give me the title and the responsibility, because I refuse to be the doormat. I refuse to be the person that you just hand me the check in the cash without the whole responsibility and the title. I want everything on my name. As the dude said on The Wire, my name is my name. You know, so that's why I love us being independent. We are not bought, man. We're not sold. We are sitting here, standing in our seat.
Are we staying that way?
We can spit our own mind.
That's why we staying that way.
They can do all the talking they want. They can be like, "Law, you know, you were wrong for talking about that."
That's okay.
Nah, get back. I'm loaded over here. You were sorry. You knocked on the wrong door, my brother. And that's why they come to us, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. So shout out to you, Big Game James, for spitting at everybody. And then the echoes went over to Jesse.
It echoes.
He walked right through the building that Jerry owns, and spit the same reverence of words out of his mouth. And we know that Jerry had to hear it. Now, here's the thing. Jerry can sit back and say, man, I'm the billionaire. This is my team. I got 3 Super Bowl rings under my titling, right? And I want the credit. Newsflash. People fail to realize this is an ego trip. Edging God out, meaning that I'm standing tall and these are the things that I build. Because if anything, even if Jerry just sat back and said, hey, I'm only going to be the owner, right? and not the general manager, because I believe in the hearts of hearts, Jerry is the best owner in the National Football League. He is the best owner. Nobody can argue against that. But the problem is that he want to be the best GM as well. And that is the biggest of the biggest issues.
And best president.
Jerry. Yeah, and the president. Yeah, and the guy that holds the door and everything. Look, you saw him at the NFL Honors Award show, sitting out there clapping and everything, keying and cheering it up. And I was sitting there like, man, you need to be at home studying some tape, looking at some draft prospects. Sit back and chill, get out of the spotlight sometime. But Jerry Jones tend to get in his way. But he need to have him and his son, John Stephen Jones, to step back, like you said, big game, James, and to let the football people do the football things. That's all I'm saying.
But Law, here's the thing. Before y'all say anything, I don't mean to cut anybody off. But here's the thing that bothers me about all this is because I said this, when they have a board meeting, who's all in there? It's just them. Who is telling their daddy, don't do that? And he can sit there and say, okay, but I'm still the daddy because I pay your salaries. Y'all feel me?
Right.
I pay all y'all. I pay all y'all. It's daddy's money. And just like with Stephen Jones, who does he report to? He's the director of player personnel. He reports directly to the general manager. So you report directly to daddy. You get what I'm saying, man? So it's just dirty and ugly. And I feel like one of the problems that I have with this thing really bothers me is I feel like Will McClay puts all that heart and energy into it, and because he doesn't want any other role, I feel like y'all. I don't want to say if they using him.
No, you right. You dead on. Keep talking.
I feel like y'all just using all his hard work. Y'all letting him put it all. I mean, there it is. I said it on my channel. I'm glad you said it, OC, because I tried to just be good. I said it on my channel.
What?
I said. I mean, what it is.
No. Oh no.
I mean, because
he would have been gone. He would have been gone. Not at that level.
Listen,
but we ain't got to. That ain't the point, though. That ain't the point, though. We can keep.
That ain't the point, but y'all understand what I'm saying.
Totally.
He putting all the lead work in for the bosses, and they're going to take all that credit.
Yeah, well, I say this. Without him, we would have been Detroit. We would be Detroit without him.
He is the lifeline.
He's the lifeline.
That's why they overpay.
Every time
that's why
they mess
they're
it
paying
up,
him that money.
Every time they mess it up, he fix it.
But when he want to go to a different job, they say, we want to give you the general manager job. But when he comes back to Dallas, we just want to pay you a lot of money.
He winning, though. But hey, that's another topic.
All right,
and I'm with that.
Yeah.
So check this.
Yeah. But here's something, though. Before you go, Boss Cowboy, here's something. Here's an ideal on how we can win and the Joneses can win, okay? Because the Super Bowl showed really two tales of an organization and how you go about building organization. On one side, you have go all in on free agency, right? Sell the farm. If you got a core base of good players and good coaches that you believe can get you there, go all in, right? Then you saw the other side, which primarily was acquire some good free agents and build through the draft, which Cincinnati has pretty much effectively done, right? So the deal is this, and I dropped a video about this on Boss Cowboy Sports. It's real short. If you have the build through the draft philosophy, you have to have empowered head coaches and a good coaching staff, a.k.a. Pete Carroll, right? You have to have that type of environment. So if you don't have that type of environment, okay, and hear me on this, if you don't have that type of environment, then your best bet to make a splash when you have a good core is to go all in a free agency. That way you can stand on stage, Jerry, and you can sign the great free agent that's going to be a part of being the savior of the Cowboys and make the team so strong that it can overcome coaching errors and mistakes, just like you did when you fought your son, when you signed Deion Sanders. And he was a key piece. You had a strong core, but he was a key piece. You went out, you paid him, you made a commercial about it, you did all of that, right? So to me, that's the way that you get credit and win. If you want all the credit. But it's not going to be solely through building through the draft because you will not empower your coaches And I don't know if we strong enough across the board as a coaching staff, top to bottom, just to carry a team with a bunch of meddling.
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it was more things that they talked about in that interview where they talked about, and this is a credit to the Final Word. That's why it is very good that we're independent. Law said something that I hope people caught. He talked about it echoed. So we always tell everybody on every channel, share the content. Because what we do is it echoes. Is it a coincidence if you look at the fan, right? And you look at what we've been talking about, targeting the number one. And wow, isn't this something? Should the Cowboys force the ball to their playmakers more? Oh, really? Wow. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence that the stuff
There's no such thing as coincidences.
So it's the stuff that you hear first, generally with the podcast community, it goes out into in the building. This is exactly what we're talking about. Here we go. Check this one out.
The way it was 3 dudes for the Rams could have got MVP. The quarterback, Cooper Kupp, which you got it, and Aaron Donald. And each one of them in the middle of the third picked up their game because they took away the run game totally for the Rams. They took it away. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, they're not going to throw all these balls to Cooper Kupp. They had like 16 plays, 10 or 11 of them was passes, and 8 of them went to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. And for the most part, he was double teamed.
Thank you.
Yeah. He was double teamed.
Wait, you can throw the ball to somebody that's double teamed and they can catch it?
I'm like,
what a novel idea. You know, this is just a crazy thought process that, and when he's the best player, you just find ways to get him open. And he found ways to get himself open.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Nate. Because with those guys, I'm pretty sure they did not at all get that from us. I think that's one of those situations to where people seeing the game the same way with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't take that from us. We didn't take it from them. Matter of fact, what actually happened, if you go to my page, you ain't got to go to my page, but I say this, somebody heard us talking about it and they said, go watch their show. Because it was like they saying the same thing, which is saying what we saying is true, you know, about us not targeting Amari. And it's just, now what I wanted to get into was Nate Newton's solution. And then I wanted to bounce that around that. Then we was going to get into the Rich Eisen interview, which is fire. That's it. That's the one that's going to shut the whole show down. But I wanted to get into that real quick. Let me just put that on real quick, and then we'll play it. Because he talked about a solution. We talked about it too, but I want to. He raised it in a different way. I want y'all to hear it out, and let's kind of go around a circle real quick. Here we go.
Let the people around you help you until it get crunch time, and then it comes down to your quarterback, your best receiver, and the running back that can get out of the backfield and catch the ball. And that's what happened. That they tried to run, got stopped. Tried to run, got stopped. Play action pass, got stopped. Then all of a sudden, this is why you bought Stafford in. For that last drive, that last play, this is why you got Dak. Dak shouldn't have to play wide open the whole game. He should have enough weapons around him to let him play. Then all of a sudden, it comes down to Amari, Tony Pollard, because I'm going with the best athletes now, the guys that are the most explosive. Tony Pollard and Dak and your offensive line doing the best they can do.
I think that's a great point. I think it's a great point, Nate, is that when you bring in players, it's for those moments. It's for those, we got to get a play. Like, we got to go get this play. We got to go get it done. There was no Odell Beckham. There was no Robert Woods. There's no Higbee. I mean, you don't have any weapons. And it's saying, okay, Triple Crown winner, I'm coming to you. and those guys be able to go to make like that. That is what you go all in for. You go, yes, you want all the great accolades, but it's in those moments, whether it's regular season or postseason, but mainly you become legendary in the postseason. It's for those couple plays throughout the game where you gotta come through.
Yes.
You know, and even on the one with Matthew Stafford, if you go back and watch it, the one he threaded in across the middle, he no-looked it. He kept the safety at bay,
Right.
and no-look the pass to Cooper Kupp. That's an elite moment. That's why you mortgage the future for that type of moment.
That's why you mortgage the future for that moment. Wow. And so he was talking about as a solution is basically what Nate was saying in a nutshell is just stick to your committee approach, your system approach. But when the game is on the line or it's the big games, you got to go at your money guys, your playmakers, the politics.
Right.
What's y'all thoughts on that?
My thing is you got to figure out a scheme to utilize your best weapons. And I used an analogy earlier. We used to call it in basketball, feeding the baby. The baby is hungry. Shaq, what's the baby? You know, wah. He need the ball. Give him the ball underneath that will hush him up because he's going to score. And I believe that the Dallas Cowboys in this particular system, they don't know how to feed the baby. Amari Cooper, they don't know how to force it to him. They don't know how to utilize Ezekiel Elliott. I know he had a PCL tear, but pull him, run on the edge. Don't run him into the teeth of the defense. Utilize plays. If CeeDee Lamb only got one catch in the entire game, understand that, hey, get him on the end around. Use him in the backfield so that he can get comfortable within his sets of plays. Also, you had a guy that was leading the NFL in average yards per tote. If you are the coach and you say, well, and I'm going to use the excuses that everybody like to give me on the reason why Tony Pollard is not getting the ball because he can't block. Excuse me. Coaches, y'all get paid millions of dollars. You mean to tell me just because he can't block, he only get 4 touches in a game? That's bullsugar. Figure out a way to utilize Tony Pollard because that's the baby that need to be fed. Wah. Old folks know how to say, hey, chill out a little bit, lady. Let me grab the baby. Let me rock him a little bit. Let me feed him. And he stops crying. So the Cowboys need to figure that out.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Go Skrill, drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to do.
Yeah, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, man, when you talk about this kind of stuff, you know, the deal is this, is that Pete Carroll says something. I'm going to go back to him for a second. He said something that changed my whole perspective about how I evaluated teams, okay? And this is something that Pete Carroll said, and this is when they won the Super Bowl. He said this. He said that schemes are overrated and that players win games. Schemes are overrated, but players win games. And so what you saw in that Super Bowl is you saw a handful of key players winning that game because they were very effective at pretty much neutralizing and slowing down Cooper Kupp most of the game until they got into that fourth quarter. And Matt Stafford made up his mind. And the head coach McVay made up his mind, hey, man, we got to get Cooper Kupp the football. And Cooper Kupp got that football and that route. And I know, you know, Law and Boss Cowboy, you can respect that route he ran to catch that touchdown on that boy. And they rewind. I'm like, oh, my God.
Right.
That's elite, right? And we have elite here. The issue is that we try to force feed the ball to, and I'll have to admit, because I said he was a game changer, he's not. At the beginning of the year, CeeDee Lamb, we tried to force feed the ball to CeeDee too much. We tried to force feed the ball to CeeDee. Listen, I admit when I'm wrong. Hindsight is 20/20, and we tried to force feed the ball to Amari, although he has explosive ability. Listen, hold on, boss, you get too happy. He has explosive ability. Look. he's a great potential playmaker, but to me, he didn't have the consistency and the maturity, right, of a real number one. And we was trying to make him a number one. That's where we got off track with Amari Cooper. So it's a real contradiction on Kellen's part to take any interview and say, oh, well, I'm glad we got a bunch of guys, yada, yada, discounting Amari Cooper. When in fact,
can I interject right quick, EOC, before you go a little bit further? Shout out to Pete Carroll. I think that he earned it the right way, by the way. Him and Jason Garrett, if you look at their coaching records, what have you, similar. But Pete Carroll he started off, and then he went to college land, and he improved on some of his craft, understand the game, slowed it down just a little bit, and went back into the pros. And I think that helped him out. But when you're talking about scheme, what was that saying that you use? Scheme versus what?
He said scheme is overrated. Players win games.
Now, to that degree, he's right. But also, you still have to establish a certain scheme. I would tell you this. No. Cooper Kupp versus Eli Apple, that's not nothing to really draw up in scheme. They foolish for having one-on-one to the outside with Eli versus a Cooper Kupp. I would do that. That is just pretty much, that's what they're going to do? Well, I'm going to take advantages of the situation. But what the Cowboys would do in that type of situation is that they would look into it and say, although this is Amari Cooper versus an Eli Apple, they wouldn't attempt it because they would say, hey, he's still covered. He's still in the system of going through his progressions from whatever the coaches say he must go through versus, hey, I'm just going to play a little sandlot football or back in the alley football and go at Amari Cooper because he's on one of the weaker cornerbacks. You saw in that game, they veered away from Cheeto Awuzie because he was a little bit more aggressive. That scheme, that strategy, that's actually what they did, right?
Yeah, Law, and to your point, and I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying is simply this, is that at a certain point, you got to trust your best players to win one-on-one, right? Because you saw Sean McVay in that Super Bowl when Odell Beckham went down. He tried little nifty, crafty plays.
Yep, he
tried all types of stuff, and it didn't work. It did not work. That was his scheme. That was his strategy. At the end of the day, he said, you know what? Let's boss up, man. You versus you. Let's rock. And at the end of the day, he decided to get this boy to football. Now, you do need a scheme. I'm an offensive coordinator myself. I'm all for scheming great plays, right? I'm all for scheming great plays. I'm all for planning. I'm all for great systems. I'm for all of that. But I'm saying at the end of the day, when you look at the top three receivers, and you know this, Law Nation, already, but when you look at the top three receivers in the league, right, and you look at their amount of targets versus an Amari Cooper, right, you see that it was great intention in getting the football to who we believe is the best athlete on our team. It don't matter who it is, right? It's who we believe is the best athlete and trusting him to win, to either make the play or either, you know what, you're our best player, you didn't make the play, and because, hey, we went to you, you didn't make the play, we lost the game. But what I'm saying is the error in what we're doing is that we don't even have enough sense, to your point, Law, is to pull off in key moments and say, man, screw that. Screw this. Schultz is open. Throw this thing on a 7 route to Amari. Let's go. Right? Because he's the best receiver. He's our playmaker. And that is the point between good teams, bad teams, and the real contenders and the wannabes. And right now, it's unfortunate. We got contender talent, but we coached by wannabes on some level trying to prove a point.
But you know what?
No emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Don't forget the homie Big Game James. Don't forget the homie.
Well, let me just say this one thing though, and I'm gonna let Big Game James handle it.
God damn.
You talk straight business because Cole Beasley just said when he was here that the people upstairs control and dictate who gets the ball. So to that point and to that degree, you spit nothing but the truth. And we probably, me and Boss Cowboy, we're going to have to go pull that clip, or we got to pull that tweet of Cole Beasley saying such. That literally the best player on the team or whoever decides to get the ball is upstairs. And, you know, he no longer on the Cowboys, by the way. But go ahead.
So you can. The boys going at it. Go ahead, big golly. Woo.
Oh man, I mean, I'm just gonna say two things about it, in my opinion. Really, law really just, he didn't mean to take it, but he just took the point where I was just really gonna say, you know, cut all that, scheme, all that other stuff out. I seen Amari Cooper get traded for another number 1 draft pick, come over to Dallas and turn all the way up his first year. And then ever since then, they were feeding him and giving him the ball. So when I listened to Boss Cowboy on his point where he says about to get ugly because them contracts is coming up. So it ain't, to me, ain't about we getting the ball to our best player. It's about we got to pay some money. And if we keep giving the ball to this best player and he getting 90, 100 receptions, they're going to be, I got to pay a lot of money to this dude. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give that rookie or that second-year player who's a little bit cheaper, and CD Lamb, and he's wearing that 88. And we all go ahead and get Dalton Schultz that ball, and Jerry Jones. How we know he peel back a little bit on Amari, man? Peel back a little bit on him, because you know what I'm saying. We got to pay him at the peel back, because I heard that the coaches were saying, people were saying that the coaches were wanting to play Tony Pollard too, across the board. I heard that people within the coaching staff wanted to play Tony Pollard more, but it wasn't happening. So why can't I believe that?
Big?
But what
real
I'm
quick,
saying
what's so
is,
crazy about that, Big? Go ahead, Big. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was going to say is this: is that what's so crazy about that is that they already paid Amari Cooper, right? So you're looking for ways to get out of the 20. You got to pay the man $20 million already. You already paid the guy. Why not get the maximum utilization? He has a degree of guaranteed money in that contract, whether you want to cut him or not, right? You go save money on the cap, but at the end of the day, you still paid him 20. You still owe him another chunk of money, whether you cut him or whatever you go do, right? Why not utilize it? That's the idiotic part
of the money. $16 million, and he ain't talking, his jersey not selling. Hey, he done already stood tall, didn't wear his mask, got fined.
Man, y'all not for the haul from Big Game James.
Wait, but go ahead, Big Game. Woo, man, it's just too much.
He said, I'm gonna take all your points, but go ahead, Big Game. He said, I'm gonna take every one of your points, but go ahead, Big Game.
Oh man, but the OC and Law going hard today. I love it. They going at it. Oh man,
I mean, dog. I mean, this ain't nothing that I ain't already said or we ain't even said before. So this ain't like this is something new. But like I said, man, I told y'all when they say, well, the coaches didn't step up, we already know why. I mean, I don't think Mike McCarthy's a bad coach, and we're not going to talk about that interview yet. But I did hear him in the media say, I know how to win. I've won a Super Bowl. I know what to do. I heard him say that multiple times. I know what to do, but I can't do it. I'm going to hear that again in the background, but I can't do it. So when we're all wanting to play Tony Pollard more, but I can't do it because Jerry might be like, man, Ezekiel ain't sitting that bench. I'm paying him $12.5 million a year. He's not sitting. Why can't I hear a general manager saying that to his coach when he says, I own this team? You're going to play him and you're going to sit him. Why can't I hear them say that? And Mike McCarthy, when we get to that interview, it's already really unusual here. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't wait. Good segue. Great segue.
It's unusual.
Don't do it, Big. Don't do it.
I'm gonna leave it alone because we go. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I'm gonna just say this last thing. I'm gonna just say this last thing. When I coach, youth football. When I coached youth football, we had obviously you played some really good teams, but to you guys' point, we've seen it in high school, we've seen it in youth football, whatever, where you get in the huddle and you got one dog on your team, and you're like, man, dog, this pitcher to the left every single time. He getting the ball every single play. And you tell your player, you look right at him, you good? You rested? Because you about to run the ball like every single play. I don't care. I ain't throwing to nobody else. We seen that. I played against teams where they were like, dog, y'all shutting us down. We're just going to run the same type of play every time. I'm just going to give it to our best player and just try to make it happen. And, dog, we lost the game because they force-fed a player. He was that good. We were like, I can't believe this dude is doing this. But they just scrapped everything they were doing, and they gave them ball every single play. And that's what happens. That's what you naturally do. It shouldn't be hard. Y'all played Pop Warner, youth football, high school, college, pros. It's the same thing all the way up. The best players get the ball. That's why you pay them the money.
Or Big Game James, my daddy, he donated most of the money to the booster club, so I'm going to be the quarterback. I'm not going to be anything else. I'm the quarterback. And you have the greatest talent on the team that can't throw the ball because the little Johnny.
Because Stephen Jones. Because remember, Stephen Jones said, "I think the world."
He did.
I think the world of Kellen Moore. So we are going to bring him back.
Oh man.
Kellen Moore says, "My dad."
He said, yes. And also, we're not going to renew Adam Henry's contract too, because the receivers, they must took a step back. So we'll make him the scapegoat and make it look like it ain't Kellen Moore's fault. It ain't Kellen's fault.
Well, they offered
bad receivers coach.
Get Adam out of here, Daddy.
They offered him a contract, though, Big. They offered him. He refused to sign. He declined. They offered him an extension.
But how much did they offer him too, though? OC,
we don't know.
I feel what you're saying. It could have been like
a pause and peel.
You feel me? Because you went out and got this guy who's associated with Kellen and all this. Come on, man. Not you, OC, but you feel me? It's like this is just stinky and nasty and dirty.
Yeah, it kind of smell kind of funny. It kind of smell kind of funny.
Yeah,
it's stinky and dirty.
Smell.
It's stinky and dirty. Trash.
Smells.
Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did Adam go? He went to the house.
I don't know.
That's not good. Look. I'm gonna send you a few dollars, and just tell them you refuse. But we're gonna have to depart from you. We like your services, but we love this guy that knows the system. We like you, but we love this guy that knows what Kellen Moore is trying to operate, and we just can't fire you. So we just gonna give you this paper right
$100.
here.
All right, hey, listen.
Nobody leave.
Listen.
You ain't gonna leave to go to the house.
I want to jump in.
A contract.
I want to jump in
jump
this
on
one,
in, bag.
but I'm going to move on. No, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in this big. I think you hit it on the head, dog. And you flexed your independence. And I think, no, I'm serious. I love how you flexed your independence, bro, because we can say what others can't say. And this is the smell of meddling and massaging the new 88. It was trying to have a manufactured ending. That's what they did to Dez when they wanted to get rid of Dez. That's why Dez came out and said, Dak didn't look my way. Because he was saying they under-targeted me to devalue me, then to make the case in the offseason to move on.
Boy, it can cut you. Yep.
And we saw this coming, bro.
Yep.
If anybody
we
go
talked
actually listen,
we talked about this, boss.
Yeah, we talked about
Long
this a long time ago. And now that it's all playing out, because, it's one thing to
sent that
smell.
Tweet out, boss.
Yeah, it's one thing to smell
tweet out, dog.
What'd you say?
I said you sent that tweet out a long time ago.
A long time ago.
We were talking about it, and then you was like, "It's gonna, it's about to be smelling fishy with this Amari thing."
Yeah. And then look at the media. I can show the tweet because I pinned it. It's my top tweet. I pinned it early, dog.
He said he pinned
that
joker.
He said early.
Hey, when boss hit send, he said that's a good one right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I said this one is going to come to pass.
He said this one right here, fire pin.
This one is gonna come to pass. I said Cooper will, because I said this January 4th before the offseason.
January 4th.
I said Cooper will be attacked by the Dallas local media this offseason. But the real problem is that he was always under target. And I put my man face like, yeah, right.
Who's Shiesty?
Shiesty. Yeah, Shiesty. Because we saw it coming. It's like, yeah, bro.
Brr.
But listen, all of this is small potatoes to this Rich Eisen interview.
Ooh.
We got to dig into that.
Say Yo got fire on that one first.
Say for real, let's get
Yo got fire. Yo got flame.
Dog,
yeah. Hey, before you hit play, let me just say this one thing.
Okay.
He said it's unusual.
There's a few people did say that Dez Bryant lost a step, but look at how the Arizona Cardinals handled Larry Fitzgerald. They knew that he lost a step, but you didn't hear no negativity.
They moved him inside.
With Larry. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. It's how we do business.
And but also, one last thing, I'm sorry, boss, but just bouncing one last thing off that Dallas also don't like them strong personalities.
Oh, see, this gonna go into this interview, bro, and that's
you gotta submit.
Dallas don't like them.
You gotta submit.
Yeah, you don't like them strong personalities because remember Chris Richard went off on in that Eagles game that year too, and what did Stephen Jones said? We don't like our coaches to do that.
Yo got fire.
Contract did not get renewed.
Contract not renewed.
Ooh,
y'all
deep.
Ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this juice?
Yeah.
This is that Rich Eisen juice. All right, here it is.
I can't believe I didn't catch this one.
Here we go.
Part of the criticism coming your way seems to be in a veiled way from the man who signed your checks, to be very honest with you. Jerry Jones, in a story written on Dallas Cowboys .com was talking about Dan Quinn coming back to your fold and mentioning how Sean Payton and Jason Garrett stuck around for a long time as assistants in Dallas because, quote, every one of those three coaches have said they'd love to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So my point is that has, in my mind, a lot of logic as to why they might not take a job now rather than one or wait and see how the cards go in the future. The follow-up question was kind of obvious. Like, what about your current head coach, Mike McCarthy? And the quote was, Mike knows that someday somebody other than him will be coach of the Cowboys. What do you think about that supposition?
I love you, Rich.
Wow. Rich came. Rich, I love it. Rich don't play. Rich came with it.
He came with it out the gate.
He came with that thizzle. Like, nah, you ain't running.
You ain't running. You gonna talk about this. This is
how
why you need.
Feel? How do you feel?
This is why you need independent journalists. This is why you can't have what we have in our current local media. Let's go and say what it is. We got state-run media.
We do. We got Jerry-run media.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a communist. Yep. It's communism.
Yep. It is communism.
Yeah,
it is
man.
Communism.
This is state-run media. Because when them real journalists.
This is Mussolini. Yep.
But when you're on the outside, you just say it.
Can't say nothing to Rich.
Oh, Rich, like,
fix this shit, Rich.
Man. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Let's
that
go.
was the question. The answer.
I love this one. I love the answer.
Coach Mike McCarthy.
Oh, so we have an hour, correct?
Wait.
He jumped off the top turnbuckle. Oh, what does that say? That's the first thing. What does that say right
what does
there?
That say?
He don't got to say nothing else right there.
He didn't say nothing.
He didn't have to say nothing else, y'all.
Nothing else.
He said, we got an hour.
Oh, let me keep going, bro, because this thing juicy.
The floor is yours. The time's yours, as Andy Reid might say in the media. So what do you think?
Well, I think it's a number of things. I mean, I think number one, I think it's, every landscape in this league is different. I've been very fortunate to work at, two of the premier organizations in pro football, and they're all different. So, and I think clearly, in this, in this situation, the way things are done here, there's a bigger picture focus, and I've always, frankly, just keep it about winning. And
hold on, see, you can't just skip that.
There it is.
There it is. You can't just skip that. There's a bigger picture focus. They trying to mix in too much.
See,
talk your talk.
No.
Listen,
talk it, Mike. Talk it, Mike. Talk it. Talk it, Mike.
You said this man, Mike McCarthy, was unsullied. I see an attempt of him trying to get them things back on.
He said, I want my nitty back.
I want it back. In the Game of Thrones, you are not going to unsully me.
Well, Great Worm did lay down with him, so let's see what he gonna do. Let me hit the rest
Did
of
you
it.
hear what he said, though?
Yeah, I heard what he said.
No, but before we hit that, you can't hit play yet. Big dog. You can't hit play yet on that, dog, because did you hear what he said? This goes to our point when me and Boss Cowboy said last year on 2020 or 2021 when we were saying winning is not first. It's they want to win. But it ain't first. And then when we hear Mike McCarthy saying, well, some other things is priority in this organization, but winning is always number one with me.
Run it back one more time.
You want me to run it back? No, I'm going to play long. He going to say it multiple times.
Bring that big back.
He going to say it multiple times.
He going to say it 100 times.
DJ, big dog.
All right.
Let me DJ. Trust me.
DJ.
I listen to it. Trust me. He going to say it multiple times. He's a
He going to say a lot, Law.
I got virgin ears over here. Y'all listen to it multiple times.
Wait till the next drop, Law.
The drop is worth it, Law. We got you. Here it is.
I've always, kind of taking a blind eye or blind ear to those things, but that's not the case when you work here. So I mean, I think clearly
that's not the case when you work here.
Not the kids here. Can't turn the blind eye to that.
When you look at those type of comments, I think you have to understand, the platform where they're coming from. I mean, I have an excellent relationship with Jerry Jones. We talk on a regular basis about everything and anything, big picture. Tight focus on what we're doing, program-wise, and more importantly, his biggest interest is, the development of our players, especially our young players. So, but when I look at the comments, I mean, the thing about Dan,
this the worst part. This big, what's coming. Law, you think it's good? Look at Law. Look, Law is dead serious. Law got his ear to it. This the part right here. That's a shame, bro. Listen, everybody, tune in. Listen, bro. Get ready. Get your nachos ready. He finna tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you, Mike McCarthy. Here we go.
Dan Quinn being here was very important to me and our organization. I think it's the reality of it is, Dan and I had visited long before he ever took a head coach interview, frankly, long before the playoffs even started, about how happy he is here, and I envy him in some ways where, as a head coach, you get pulled away from the things that really would help you advance in this league. So, I mean, the joy that he was having coordinating, he's been a tremendous asset for me, personally and professionally, just having another individual with the experience of a head coach. So, we talked about him staying here, long before he even took the interview. Now, obviously, when he took the interview, and then this narrative broke out, I think in reflection to the relationship that Dan and I do have, he just said, "Hey, man, if I'm not comfortable with this narrative."
He said, if I'm not comfortable with this narrative, basically you saying, bro, he trying to play you, dog. He trying to play, and ain't my fault. I'm just coaching. We doing good. I'm just coaching, but he over there talking. He like, Dan we good. Said, do I need to leave?
He's not comfortable with this. So let's just break this down. Just slow down for a listen.
Right.
Dan Quinn was considering leaving because of Jerry.
Wow.
Pause on that. This is this man just came out with this function, and he's putting it out there. I told you Mike McCarthy is a king, bro. I said that when we first started talking about this in the Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? That we dealing with a dude who know how to play this game. Right. This is the Game of Thrones. He's talking
now because
he's playing.
He's done with it.
He's done with it.
He's done with it. And you know why he done with it? Because he like, oh, yeah, I heard them comments from Jerry, but you know what? I got something to say now.
And I knew he would. I knew he would. Because ain't no way
I ain't gonna sit back and
you
be quiet
face
now.
your wife and your kids getting undressed by your boss and you a millionaire. Come on, y'all. Listen, all of us proud to be independent. How the hell we gonna let somebody undress us?
Right.
And we already independent. I don't work for you. Oh man, hold on. I'm sorry.
So instead of him being Grey Worm, he's more of Theon, Greyjoy.
Yeah.
The dude that got his stuff chopped off, but he still was like, hey, I'm going to figure it out at the end to save it all.
Yes.
You know? So he's Theon.
He's
Greyjoy.
He's attempt. And listen, this is why I love this move. Because for the football team, you got to see your leader stand up.
Right. This our only hope.
This our only hope. That's why I love this news. Now it can backfire. Jerry might get even more in his ego and just double down.
That's
into
cool though.
But
that's I'll
cool.
deal with that.
I'm with it.
I'll deal with that. I'm with that because I'm cool that if you got rid of him, he stood up to you. I'm cool with that because we've been talking about a boss and you and everybody on the panel, OC Law. We've been saying that Mike McCarthy all of a sudden to become no bad coach.
Right.
He was a good coach. And I was saying, wasn't nobody dogging Mike McCarthy when he was kicking Dallas's butt. Wasn't nobody saying nothing when he was kicking Dallas's butt in Green Bay. They was stomping us. They was coming over there stomping us with Green Bay. Mike McCarthy owned Dallas. Period. He owned Dallas. And that's why one of the reasons why Jerry wanted him. Now all of a sudden he comes over here and now he can't coach. You feel me? No. When your owner is over top of you, not allowing you, like OC said, this is what happens to you as a coach. The coach all of a sudden didn't learn how to stop learning how to coach. But when you got that dude over top of you, put limitations on you, not allow you to do what you really want to do. Bill Parcells said, you want to go out and go grocery shopping, but you can't. I don't know that damn saying, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about when he said it. It's the same thing he did with Mike McCarthy. He's doing the same thing. So I like how Mike McCarthy is coming out and saying, look, I know how to coach. I know what I'm doing. I'm good at this. My thing is about winning. All this other stuff that's going on in here, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm here to win. That's that other stuff, and y'all know how I go. Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
The crazy thing is this happened and a lot of people not seen it. That's why you got to share this content. That's why I knew this was going to be a fire show. Oh, I knew it. I say, man, with Law and the OC, hear this? Ooh, I'm almost finished with it because I can't wait to get y'all commentary. Here we go.
If you really feel like I need to take one of these jobs, just be honest with them. We kind of laughed about it, and I just said, Dan, 10 to 12 years ago, I'd tell you, please get the hell out of here. I don't want to deal with this. But the reality of it is, I'm about winning. He's about winning, and the best thing for the Cowboys is for Dan Quinn to be here. And obviously it was his decision, his alone. But I clearly wanted him to know from the start of all that I wanted him here because it's in the best interest of us winning. I've been at this a long time, Rich. I understand. How hard it is to win a Super Bowl, and so the best thing for us, one of the best for our opportunity to be at the forefront of how we want to do it here. It's having Dan Quinn. So as far as what happens next and all that, I think that's really just part of the landscape. Jerry's the owner, he's the GM, and I mean he's always taking a 360-degree view of everything, and I think it's like anything in life. We have a lot of one-on-one conversations. We discussed all these things. I never once felt that I was not going to be the head coach moving forward, and frankly, I've been at this long enough. That's all I'm focused on. And I think the players, the coaches, football operations is my main hold. I'm the leader of this football team, and I'm about winning. And that's all I've ever focused on, and that's all I ever will focus on. And are these narratives unusual? Absolutely.
Oh, keep going. No, keep going. Finish all that.
I've never dealt with anything like this. Do I wish I didn't have to come on here and answer questions about it? Yeah, no doubt about it. I wish we were talking about something else, but it is part of our landscape, and I just think keeping things real and keeping things focused, because at the end of the day, it's about the people that you're in charge of. It's about the people you coach, and most importantly, it's about our locker room, and our locker room's about winning.
Good Lord. He said it's unusual.
Well,
narratives. Absolutely. He said absolutely.
There's so much to say.
Hold on. Go ahead, OC.
God.
We've been hogging from you, big dog. Oh,
No.
you know I got a lot to say. I'm going to take my time, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to summarize this in about 30 seconds.
Oh, my God.
I don't really. I just this is next level right here. This is really next level. Let me just say that first. This is next level. All right. When your head coach comes out publicly and disagrees with the man that writes his checks and tails off on private conversations that him and his homeboy Dan Quinn had about, hey man, look, I ride with you, boy. I ride with you. I ride with you, Dan.
Right.
Hey, I ride with
cool.
you too, Mike. I ride with
We
you
cool.
too, Mike. So, Mike, you know what? I ain't about that life. I ain't like that. Do I need to take one of these jobs? No, bro. I love you, man. We cool. We ride it together. We grew up together. Hey, man, let's just try to go ahead and win this championship in Dallas in spite of, because I need you here, man. I need you here. Okay, bro? On your word, bro. On your word. But you know what? There's a greater agenda beyond winning here. Ding, ding, ding. That's why you need to follow the final word. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports, Long Nation, and Big Game James, because we're keeping it a buck with you. And we telling you exactly how it is, because of the fact that this thing has been about money. It's been about popularity. It's been about marketing. It's been about ego. It's been about your pride. It's been about you being an Uncle Scrooge and squeezing $1 million when you got billions, and it ain't been about winning, because Mike McCarthy himself said it repeatedly, just for emphasis,
ain't about
so
winning.
everybody could hear and understand his heart, his intentions. I'm about winning. I'm about winning. That's all I'm about. I ain't gonna that stuff I'm talking about. No emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
God, dog.
Straight business.
God.
Straight business.
I'm gonna kick it to Law, bro. I'm gonna kick it to Law.
But you know what? It sound like to me.
Finished, dog. Was you finished? I ain't mean to cut you
off. Bro,
off.
I'm good. I'm gonna circle the block. It's good. I'm marinating.
Take your time. Get your Uzi out, dog. Listen, polish your bullets. Polish your bullets.
No.
Yeah, take your time. We gonna sit back. We gonna shoot all together. Who's next?
Are you not entertained?
Who's next?
Man, my goodness, man.
Who's next?
You know the episode on Bad Boys, and Martin Lawrence was thinking about just retiring, thinking about getting away from Will Smith. It's just how I feel that this is how Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy is. Cowboys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Jerry comes for you? It's Jerry, because that's what it is. It's just like Jerry loves to put his hand in everything in metal.
Stephen too.
Believe. Oh, yeah. I think somebody said, man, when Jerry leaves,
Stephen too.
Steve is gonna be here, and it'd probably be worse, right? Yeah. Dang. Oh, my goodness, man. Shout out to the OC for those points, man. I can't even rebuttal to those points. That's just good stuff, man.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, boss. I'm gonna just say something real quick. This is just repeating what we already been talking about.
Facts.
What I already been saying about Jerry Jones.
Yup.
It ain't nothing new.
Nothing new.
I showed a video I made in 2018 after the Cowboys lost to the Tennessee Titans, and they were 3-5 right before they made the trade for Amari Cooper. And the first thing I said, producer G asked me, said, "So what happened?" He said, "Listen," I said these exact same words. I said, "Listen, Cowboys fans, I know it hurts, but we ain't never winning another chip. And you know why? Jerry Jones." Go watch that tape, 2018, and it says the exact same things we are saying now. The exact same things we're saying now in 2022 said in 2018. So, dog, that just don't feel good. But what feels great is that coach finally stood up and said, "You know what? They ain't about winning number one. Winning ain't number one here. But guess what? I'm a winner. I know Dan Quinn's a winner. And we're going to win, like OC said, in spite of this." And what we've been talking about, y'all, on the final word, what do we say? That the Cowboys coaches and the Cowboys players were going to have to win in spite of the ownership. So they're going to have to play ridiculous, dog. It's almost like perfect football because you have that meddlesome stuff. So you can't have injuries. You can't have no problems. So that's why everybody was frustrated with this last year. Because how many times do you have an injury-free kind of football team like that? You feel what I'm saying? You're not guaranteed. We don't know if Michael Parsons. It's something you don't know what can happen year to year, right, fellas? We don't know. So when you have the opportunity to win, and when you have your cornerback's not going to get 11 interceptions every single year. He's not. We don't know if Michael Parsons is going to get 13, 14 sacks every single year. You had everything right there, and you still was putting your hand in it. We had what we needed to take it right there, and you still was putting your fingers all in it. So I'm glad there was exposure from Mr. Mike McCarthy. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Dan Quinn.
Thank you.
Both of y'all is real G's. Both of y'all are like, we gonna just
Mike
team
more
up.
of a G.
We just gonna team up together, and we just basically gonna say bump him. And that's why I said this last point, boss. That's why I said, you know what? Shoot, this could be a good year instead of being a lame duck coach, because he could go out there and say, "I don't give a F. Y'all gonna fire me anyway. You just said it's gonna be another coach, so I'm just gonna coach how I want to this year. Shut up, Jerry. I'm keeping him in there. So what? He gonna fire you anyway and put Dan Quinn there now anyway."
This reminds me, and I'm sorry, Boss Cowboy.
Hey, hold on. I already told you, take your time, polish your bullets, because y'all know I'm going to go off. Just take your time.
This reminds me of when I was in college, and I love all my college coaches, so I'm not going to name names. But Boss Cowboy, you know this story. I was told my freshman year by a particular coach when I said that I had to go to a class, and, you know, it was interfering with my practice time. And I was told that you need to get that class moved, son, because you need to keep in mind why you're here. And the coach looked at me, and the coach said this, guys, please pay attention. They said, "I understand that your schooling is number one, but football is number two." So what's happened with the Jones family over the last 20-some-odd years is that they sold a bill of goods to the population as it relates to the priorities of the organization, that winning is number one.
It's three.
Popularity and money is number two.
Right.
And so what has to happen is there has to be a shift of courage within this locker room and within the focus of whoever's on this coaching staff to be all in for each other. And I think that on a positive note, it can be healthy, but take notice of what Mike McCarthy said. This is unusual. I haven't had to deal with this before. Where is he coached? Where is he coached? Green Bay, they won Super Bowls. He was, until his last few years, really a great winning coach up there in Green Bay. What was he saying? Other winning organizations don't focus on all the hoopla and the circus. We're more football focused. I only had to deal with the bigger picture. What's the bigger picture? And it's okay because it's business. The image, the popularity, and the getting off in the media and keeping us hot in the media type organization and culture. It's not winning. I haven't had to deal with this before. This is unusual to a winning organization. Let me translate for you.
I'm loving it.
So we all got a choice to make, man. We have to be committed and all in for each other as a fan base, as the coaches have to be with each other and the players have to be with each other. And we have to be able, to your point, Big, win in spite of.
Man.
Boss, read that last thing that he said again. Read that what OC said. That was these two lines, the whole interview, these two lines. Are these narratives unusual? Absolutely. And then he says right after that, I've never, did he say, I've never dealt with anything like this. That says it right there. I've never dealt with anything like this. Period.
And this is going to be the saddest part. If our media locally was not state run, they would be going off on this. This would be on every radio station tomorrow. This will be all they talking about. But watch how they smooth over it. They go touch it, but they not go dig in. This is a dig in thing, bro.
They're gonna suppress this.
This is why y'all all should follow the final word and everybody individually. I swear to God, this is the case in point of why everybody that's in Cowboy Nation need independent voices. Like Rich, like us, straight up. And I want to say something, just on what was said. I saw some people in the chat say that we're headed to a bad season. I actually think what Mike McCarthy did was to rescue the season. This was a rescue move for the season. Y'all heard us say on this show 3 weeks ago. That's why we came up with it unsully. We've been talking about this for weeks.
Big facts. Yeah.
Like for weeks. And we all said on the final word, we all said, how do you expect Mike McCarthy to lead men if he's been publicly undressed?
Right.
So we should be happy that Mike McCarthy snatched some of his privates back, man. Because I'm going to be honest. Can I be honest? Do y'all want me to lie? Do y'all want me to be honest? No. I was already fully hopeless, bro.
Yep.
Up until today, I was fully hopeless. I was like, bruh, I already see what's going. They getting ready to practice insanity right in our face. They getting ready to do the same thing and promise a different result. I was like, I'm gonna obviously talk about it, but I was dead set that this was gonna be a year of me busting at my own team, taking shots, exposing them, because it was like they playing us. Until Mike McCarthy grabbed his own, privates back. Bro,
maybe Mike McCarthy been here. Maybe Mike McCarthy hurt us, dog. We don't know. You never know. Maybe Mike McCarthy hurt us.
It echoes,
we got it. Hey, Law said we echo. We echoing out here in these streets. We echoing out here in these streets, and maybe and just to your point, boss. I feel with you because I've been going in on them Joneses. Go to the channel. I've been tearing them up. And the only reason why the last 3 shows, I said, let me switch. Let me talk about positions. Let me talk about defensive ends and linebacker. Let's go. Let me leave it alone because I can go every day now. You feel me, boss? I was like, I can go every day on these dudes. Every day I can go in on them. I can go back in the past. I will just tear into these dudes every single day. That's what I was feeling, boss. That's what I was feeling, just like you. Like I'm just shooting bullets at these dudes
Yep.
all year long.
Bullets.
Anytime they do anything, I'm like, yep, see, I was just going to kill him. So thank you, Mike McCarthy, because that just proves to me you are about winning.
Yes.
Because if you won about winning, you shut up like Jason Garrett and been a little robot like he was, because he shut up. And you know what they also did? You know what else they did? See, they try to see the Joneses. They think they slick. Everybody knew Jason Garrett was soft. So what they do? They brought that daggone show out and try to make him. When he said 5 cuss words. See, I told you Jason Garrett was scared.
Man, I love Big. That's my dog. That is my dog.
Because, hey, Big A James, you like his cuss words didn't even match, you know?
Man, no cuss words, man. Because he said F 5 times. Now we supposed to think he's tough.
Yoga fire. Yoga fire.
He sounded like a chipmunk when he did it too.
The cuss words didn't even match
Kill me with that. Kill me with that. What the F are we doing? Man, shut up, dog. You ain't changed nothing. But you know what? That's them Joneses, because he over there, he'll shut up for you. You feel me? But doesn't that make y'all even more mad, y'all?
Yes.
Doesn't that even make y'all even more mad?
Because it's out.
Jason Garrett for 10 freaking years, bro. And he was nothing, man. He was just, man, that just makes me even more mad, because y'all was just trying to, and what did Jimmy Johnson say? Jerry don't never like to admit when he's wrong. And he'll ride it all the way out. And he's not lying, because he's showing you right in front of his face. He did it with Garrett. He rode that for 10 years just to try to prove he wasn't wrong.
And still said he believed that he would see Jerry Jones said he would see Jason Garrett holding that Lombardi trophy up.
Good God.
Man, please, man. Look, man. Hey, listen, Mike McCarthy is like my guy in Menace to Society, man, when they tried to jack his car. And I appreciate him, because this may happen to him too. But you know what?
Slow down, OC. I see where you're going.
He was holding his wheel. He said, give me your car. Give me your car. Nah, homie. Give me your car. Then he pumped his 12 gauge. Give me your car. Give me your car. He said, I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that.
He said, Kane, go ahead and get out. Go ahead, Kane, get out.
But you know what? But he died.
Yeah.
With his manhood intact.
Yes.
Yeah.
With his bottom parts in place.
Right.
And with his head held high.
Yes.
So I appreciate Mike McCarthy not going out like that. Because if you go fire me, you go fire me anyway. Guess what? I got a $25 million contract. I'm an OG. He declared himself an OG. He said, look, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this a long time.
He declared himself the OG.
He declared himself an OG. He said, look, let me tell y'all, I've been quiet about this situation. I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been doing this here a long time.
Right, I've been doing
so you
this.
Know what?
I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Yep.
There it is. I ain't going out like that.
Hey, fellas, think about this.
God,
Jerry Jones, this is why you can't believe this man. Jason Garrett went 3 straight seasons of 8-8, went 12-4 1 year, and got a 5-year deal. So you got rewarded for beating mediocre. You didn't have no impressive years except one, and then you got a 5-year deal, and that's just because Jerry wanted to say, and right after he had that season, he said, I told you Jason Garrett could be a championship coach. I told y'all, and then he hit him with a 5-year deal. That's just telling y'all that he's, bro, like, we can't see that. You rewarded mediocre, bro, just to keep your name intact, to say, we did it our way. That's the problem with this organization. They want to slow foot and do it their way. Just like you said, OC, if you're going to build through the draft, dog, them coaches got to coach, because you dealing with young players. If you dealing with young players, your coaches got to be on point, because you raising them up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if you're going to do that, because you can't touch free agency. So it's also, you got to be great draft people, because there's no free agency. And then the free agency you do have, they got to fight tooth and nail for their money, because you got Stephen Jones doing it, talking about, well, it's the salary cap is real. The salary cap is real. Ooh, so we're going to have to go ahead and get rid of some. We're going to have to make some tough decisions. Bro, that's why Dallas don't never win. It's mediocre. You're scared. And that's what it is. Stephen Jones is a scary nut. That's why I called you Baby Nuts. You have baby nuts, bruh. You are Stephen Baby Nuts Jones. That's why I gave you that name, because you are scary and you conservative, and that never wins. You scared, your nuts fell off. They went up in your stomach with Brandon Carr, and ever since that point, they stayed in there, and they don't want to drop. And as long as they don't want to drop, you're going to cost this Dallas organization Baby Nuts Jones.
He went and got Brandon Carr, and they traded up to go get Bo Claiborne. Oh my God!
Hey,
man.
I gotta tell y'all. Listen, I gotta tell y'all though. I gotta keep it real with everybody. Y'all get ready. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Y'all know I'm gonna tell you the truth. Hey, I gotta hit my button too. I ain't hit it in a minute because I'm finna measure today.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
I'm finna tell the truth, bro. Y'all listen
Tell the whole truth.
Mike McCarthy in trouble. I'm cool with it though.
Say something else, fired.
He in trouble. See, when you go against people with high egos, right? Then they become petty. You know what I'm saying? So look for an escalation. Now, we've warned you that all of this was coming. The final word, I think we've been on some prophetic lately, bro.
We've been on some
Nostradamus. It's some gifts happening in here, bro.
Over here, man. We're hallelujahing up here.
It's some gifts happening in here, bro. I'm telling you, because we done warned and predicted all this. I'm going to tell you the next prediction. Y'all get ready. They going to start escalating. Y'all get ready. So Jerry is going to respond eventually some kind of way. And it's going to be based on the human factor of McCarthy doing his job. Like, what do people do? What do bosses do when they after you? They get real petty. Oh, big, I know that you're supposed to be here at 10 o'clock, but you showed up at 9:55. We actually need you here at 9:45.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to get here at 10. No, I'm telling you now it's 9:55. Get ready. Get ready. Because I'm telling you, and we predicted this. We said Mike McCarthy got to face his wife. How you face your wife and your kids and you got undressed in the public? You not going to defend yourself? Yeah, so it's going to escalate. It's going to escalate just like Jimmy Johnson escalated, and it's going to be a separation that's not going to make no sense. Get ready.
But you know what, Boss Cowboy? He wrote.
I like it. I like it.
I ain't going out like that. I respect it. I respect it to death. And what did Scarface say, Big Game? He said, all I got in this world
is the balls in my word.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I got some ink in my word.
That's it. And he said, I don't break them for nobody.
And I don't break them for nobody. Hey, his players go play hard for this too.
Hey, and let's get the other part that Scarface said. He said, so if you're gonna do something, make a move.
Ooh, man.
He said, Jerry, make a move.
Yeah, man.
Move with it.
All right, so listen, I got a lot more topics we could tackle.
Nah, we're gonna be up all night.
I know but I want to end it on.
Well, y'all can keep going. I might have to tag out.
No, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm out too. But listen, just keeping it real. Final words.
This is a great show.
This was the show.
Y'all better support. I'm cutting you off right quick, boss.
Go ahead, big dog. Take your time.
I'm cutting your ass.
Hold on real quick. You have to cuss me out, big dog. You have to cuss me out.
I'm sorry.
You have to, but my boy, I got to put the purr side because I think he got something to say. Go ahead and shoot it down, big dog.
Hold up.
Man, dog, y'all, this is greatness that you witnessing.
Yes.
This is greatness y'all witnessing right here. Yeah. This is greatness. I mean, and I'm not pumping us up, but we doing great things right here because we grinding, y'all. We grinding.
Facts.
We putting in the work. on a daily basis. We're not just sitting there blowing hot air at y'all, man. We really putting in the work, and this is being like, y'all need to even stay on this even more, because this is even putting even more fire in me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? More fire in me,
Yes.
more fire in my belly.
Right.
Just because of y'all need to watch this, man, because we are really studying the tape. When you say they studying the tape, we're studying the tape, y'all, and we don't even talk during the week.
We don't. We don't.
Right.
We really don't. We
don't
really
even really
don't.
talk during the week. We really don't even talk. But
we don't.
But
we keep
all
it fresh.
We keep it real professional with us, though.
Yes.
Because we know we hold each one of us to a higher standard.
Right.
So when we jump on this show, we coming with it.
That's right.
On each one of us. And
right.
then it's merging to one great thing. So
Facts.
you just really need to support Law Nation, Boss Cowboys, the OC, Big Game James. We coming with that Yo Got Fire, Yo Got Flame, man, for y'all every single time, man. We don't play around with this, man. We don't play around with this. We take this very seriously, y'all. So keep on supporting this, man. You gotta go tell people from here to the Himalayas about this daggone final word, man, because this is that stuff right here. Ain't nothing better than this right here. I don't care. Ain't nothing better than this right here.
It ain't, bro.
Ain't nothing better than this right
It really
ain't. Nothing
ain't.
better than this right here.
Yeah,
ain't nothing
it's
better.
not,
we
bro.
we giving you hardcore truth right here. Ain't no sugarcoating over here.
Nah.
None.
Yeah. That's just facts, bro.
OC say straight business.
Listen,
that's what it is.
I'm gonna hit this button one more time.
Hashtag straight business in the chat.
Yeah, man, straight business. I'll go next on the final word. This is an epic day for real. Like, just for a lot of reasons. Echoing Big Game James' point. This is validation that our voices matter. All of this, the way that, and people, your shares matter. So when you actually hit the share button and you share the content, when you hear Law pushing some major truth, right? That people afraid to touch. You hear Big pushing major truth that people not touching. And you seeing the OC put out videos saying what other people are afraid to say. All of us willing to risk subs because we go tell you the truth on Burrow. We not gonna be the Dallas Cowboy fans that's gonna kiss up and keep sucking on competitive quarterbacks. It's like, nah, if we gonna be critical on that, we gonna be critical on Burrow.
Wow.
None of that. But then on top of that, what other places are gonna really break down in detail what just happened with Rich Eisen and Mike McCarthy? What other places are gonna do that? This is why Big is so right on what he's saying. You gotta support the guys who came up from nothing, that's grinding on this, that we literally intentionally talk less to stay spontaneous on the show.
Real talk.
Right. Nothing written.
I like talking to these dudes. I could talk football with every one of them all day long, but we intentionally like, all right, we ain't gonna talk about that. How many times, Law, did we get on the phone and say, all right, we gonna stop talking because we gonna keep it fresh? We do all the time.
Hey, when you and I talk on the phone, I looked down, I said, man, we've been talking for 45 minutes, man. I said, God, because it be so good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I said, man, we're going to have to hush, man, because I'm going to say this for the final word.
Right.
And we just be talking about local stuff.
Local stuff.
But yeah, and it spill over to the Cowboys every time.
Spills over every time. So my final word is share this content, because what's happening is, I'm telling you, it's echoing. The echo effect happens from shares, likes, the stuff that you think don't work, because this is how it echoes. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it echoes when you share it in groups, or you share it to Twitter, or you share it to your Instagram. This is what happens. Somebody influential reads it or looks at a piece of the video, then they get inspired, and then they talk, or then they write, and it echoes, and it continues to echoes. So if we not right all the time, but if we are sincerely at least attempting to give out the truth, just share the show, share the content. Right. Because you can see
It's working. This is the whole mantra of your voice matters. That's my final word. Did the OC go?
No, I'll go last. I mean, I know, I'm sorry. Law go last. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Did you go?
So no, I did not go. So Law goes last. Yeah. Look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you're going to affect change, somebody has to make a sacrifice somewhere. And I'm serious. If you see ownership or management come out and say anything against Mike McCarthy or question him or do anything, then you know why. Okay?
Right.
If that happens.
Right.
And if that happens, I'm going to make another T-shirt. #Free McCarthy. That's what I'm going to do. I'll make another T-shirt. Free McCarthy. Because at the end of the day, man, at some point, to really, really be loyal to the fan base, as loyal as the fan base has been to you, Cowboys organization, then we want something in return. We want you to just put your best foot forward and try to get a 6th championship here. That's all we ask. We don't ask for perfection. We ask for a genuine effort, a genuine really trying to make the decisions that's going to put us in position to win. And if we see that, all of us, we'll go down with the ship.
Go down.
But right now, we're not
all the
seeing
way.
that.
We're
not seeing that.
Nope.
And so we need a shift in priorities, because how much money and fame and success can one organization have? The Cowboys already have it. They have it. They've achieved the pinnacle. And guess what? It's nothing up there. So it's nothing else for us to do but to figure out how we need to right wrongs and go get 6. That's my final word.
That's some good final words.
Man, the final words going hard right now.
Yes,
y'all got some good final words. Good stuff.
and I don't even know how to combat all of the things that you guys said. But the major thing is this right here. We heading into the draft season, and I know we've been doing our homework independently. But most importantly, if you look at the last 10 Super Bowl teams that won, right, in the Super Bowl, they played around in free agent. So the problem is with the Jones family, especially John Stephen Jones, is that he's stingy with the pocketbook. I've been banging on the table for many of years that the salary cap is a myth. It's nothing more than a myth. You can always circumvent it. And now I'm seeing articles out there echoing the same sentiments. So we're going to have to press and put the pressure on the Jones family to go out there and make some things happen. There's 3 types of teams out there: a team that go watch things happen, a team that go out there and make something happen, and a team that say, what the hell just happened? We've been the team that's been watching things happen. We need to flip this thing around and be the team that go out there and make something happen, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Keith Floyd, for the donation, as well as Tyreek. Appreciate you for the donation. Both double time for the donation. I really appreciate y'all for help growing this thing. Sharing is caring. Submit this thing out to all of the forums. Submit it out to everybody. Let them know Ashaniqua, Pookie, and Ray Ray. Let them know that the final word be on fire, baby. Big Game James, the OC, Boss Cowboy. Man, this thing be off the chain. Ain't that right, guys? Let's go.
Man, let's go.
Man, it's off the chain, dog.
Man, for real. Like, for real.
Man, this stuff is the beast.
Dog.
Bro, this stuff is fire. I had a great time with y'all tonight.
Man, I knew
I have a great time with y'all every night, but
every Tuesday.
Y'all was spitting. Y'all was spitting. What they say, that boy was spitting.
Bro, listen. Can I just go and say it like it is, bro? Listen, bro. We came out with the final word, and then Cass coming out with their first word. Man, come on, bro.
Bro, you know what it is.
We know what it is, bro. It's basically saying,
Law said nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best, remember.
Hey, man, y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to content, though. Real talk, Big Game James, Law Nation, Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow, like, share, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Fire emojis. Give everybody in all the feeds, too. Give us nothing but fire emojis up out of here, man. Fire emojis in there, fire emojis in here, fire emojis. Just fire emojis.
This the real outro. I ain't even stopped the stream yet. I got to hear my song before we get out.
Oh, yeah. All the way until he can say that word.
Let's hear it. Tell them all, get them fire emojis up in the building, though.
Yeah, sharing time. Let's get fire.
I need fire emojis up in Big Game James. fire emojis up in Law Nation because this is the stuff right here. It's the final word, baby. Right.
Yeah.
Stuff, dog.
Baby. If you watched all the way to this point and you have not hit that like and share button and you have not subscribed and you still watching,
Shame.
Exactly.
Fire.
Shame.
Yoga.
Shame.
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 come on, baby. Yeah, I see the fire.
Oh, that fire going.
There you go. Oh, yeah, that fire going. Fire. Yoga.
Fire. Yoga. Lane.
Lane.
Salute to all of the mods, man. I appreciate y'all.
Who's all my? Hey, I just hit 2 new mods today. Shout out to my 2 new mods, dog. Shout out to my new mods, Blake. My dog Blake.
Yoga. Fire.
My dog Eric Mack. My God.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing but this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Too legit,
baby. Too legit. Final word.
Hey, I can't wait till I hear this music right here, though.
Too legit, man.